Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. So last time we were playing, we had just, what did we do? We were just loading. Right, so we just got this load all picked up. We're going to bring it over to the mill, and we're going to get our first load off. See how much money we make. Oh, I don't have my calculator. Oh, well. I'm just going to... I'm going to write it down, actually. So let's write down our current amount of money, which is... This is how I do my calculations, which are apparently wrong by some people in the comments, but that's okay. You know what? I suck at math. You guys are just going to have to realize that. So we have $433,865. Right? 433. Yes, okay. So that's our number that we have now. So then after we unload it, we'll take that other number and then subtract it. All right, we got our LeBaron all set up and ready to grab these. I think if I park it in the middle, I can probably get both bunks. Let's see here. Unlock that. Yeah, I should be able to get both from here, I think. Let's try it, see what happens. Oops. Of course, if I learn how to operate, that helps too. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Gravy train. There's a bird in my mill. And shook. Oh yeah, gonna make that money now. Get rich or die trying, right? 50 cent style. Whatever happened to 50 Cent? Did he die? I don't remember the story. Did he get shot or something? Probably. Or is he still... He was like an actor for a while there, wasn't he? Like doing his whole acting thing or whatever. 50 Cent. And what was the other one? Tupac or something? Tupac? Wasn't Tupac an actor? God, I can't remember these people anymore. I know Ice Cube was... Oops. Ice Cube was an actor. I remember that. Ice Cube. And then Ice-T. I remember that. That's so funny that they had the two. I wonder if they were like competitors in acting. Ice Cube and Ice-T. And then Vanilla Ice. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's a wild world. Oh man, this is so efficient at unloading. I love it. So much faster. Oops. Duke. There we go. We still got to get that piece off the ground that I dropped too. Oops. My depth perception is a little off there. And we'll just drop that filly right in there. Let's go back and get that piece that we missed. Because we're getting everything so muddy here because of that that field mud dirt stuff. That's alright. We'll just have muddy logging. As if logging is nice and clean, hey? Alright. So let's leave that guy there. Let's go back out to the bush and get another load. And like I said, this thing is not the best piece of equipment for loading. Oh yeah, so we should grab our total just in case we lose it. So we gained a crap ton of money off that load. 513,197. Okay. I'm just going to lock that number in case, you know, we don't get this load out properly or who knows. You never know. We can detour pretty easily. And then we'll just throw our final number in there, whatever it is when we get there. Go down here, do a little whip. Whip it around. Anytime you drive in that muddy crap, your trailers and trucks get dirty pretty quick. Now, actually, before I go all the way over here... Am I strong enough to roll this thing? No, not a chance. Let's back it up and grab a hold of this puppy. Now, I actually have a new trailer for that truck and excavator that hauls, so after we get rid of all this rental equipment, because we don't own it, so we're eventually going to have to give it back. I mean, I wish we did own it, but we don't. So once we have to give it all back, then we'll have to go back to some more smaller jobs with the stuff that we do own. Although we're gonna have a lot of money from logging this out, so we probably don't even need the reward for how much we're gonna make, but that's okay. It's about time we move up in the world with our intense company. Ooh, that's a nice picture. I like that one. I'm gonna take that picture. Whatcha? Alright, let's load this stuff up. And we're probably still gonna have more wood. Like I said, these big pieces are crazy. Big pieces are crazy for how much they take up on these trailers. Dunk. And we're just gonna kind of keep scooping her here. Feels like this is kind of where the pile should stabilize a bit more now because we're kind of away from the rough side of it. Oh man, that's a little rough there loading, hey? God, I don't think I have a topic of the day for today. What should we talk about? What's a good topic? I run out of topics so easy. You guys got to recommend stuff. This is kind of like a podcast now when I do these videos. People just kind of listen in and tune in, and if we're going to do it podcast style, we're going to need some topics. We can talk about zombies. Who likes zombies? Yeah. Have I done zombies? I feel like Halloween I talked about zombies. Maybe I didn't. Let's talk about zombies, because that's totally off topic for most of life. Okay, so I'm a huge zombie fan. I love zombie movies. I have a creepy obsession with any kind of movies where they're fighting and surviving against, zombie attacks. So George A. Romero, the king of zombies, who made all of the Dawn of the Dead movies and Day of the Dead, that kind of stuff. I think he made Land of the Dead, too. Land of the Dead wasn't super great, but the rest of them, the early stuff, was really good. And, yeah, he kind of set the standard. Now, the question I always have for everybody when I talk about zombies, because I talk about zombies a lot, apparently, is, if you like zombies, what kind of zombies do you like? Do you like the ones, like the 28 Days Later kind of zombies, where they're, like, super fast-running, super aggressive, super violent? Or do you prefer more like the Night of the Living Dead zombies that kind of like saunter around like they got all the time in the world to kill everybody left, like the chill ones? In my opinion, the slow ones are the good ones. The running ones are concerningly... I think it's just because I think there's like a safety net in my mind about the slow ones where you're like, oh yeah, you can get away from that. That's fine. Oops. Oh, geez. Oopsie daisies. Let's see if we can not do that. I see it hooked onto that pile. So I'll pull ahead a little bit here. I'm just taking it real slow. But yeah, as far as zombies go, I like the slow ones because of that comfort feeling of like, oh, it'll be okay because these things are so slow that, we can get away. Actually, on the topic of zombies, okay, here we go. So... I am a huge VR nerd too. I love virtual reality. All the way since the beginning, since Oculus. I think I've probably said this before, but anyway, all the beginning since the very first Oculus Dev Kit 1 that they had on the Kickstarter, I've always backed anything to do related to VR. I'm such a huge fanatic of just loving video games and escapism in video games and just fun, entertaining content. It's always been such a fun time. What's going on with that log? It looks like it's kind of off or something. That's weird, hey? Sorry, I have to look at something really quick here. Oh, geez, look how much of a difference that is. What's going on there? It's really off the body, isn't it? That's so strange. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, so I'm such a huge VR nerd, and I have been playing a copious amounts of a game called Pavlov VR, which originally started as a shooter where you just run around kind of almost Counter-Strike style where you one opponent team versus the other. But then earlier this year, or last year, I guess now we're in 2020 now. Earlier last year or middle of last year, they released zombies. So they have zombie hordes, kind of like Left 4 Dead. So I tried it out, and oh my god, did I get addicted to that? I don't know what my kill count is for zombies in VR, but in that game, it has to be over... It's over 9,000. It's got to be a lot. Like, I've got to be close to 10,000 plus zombie kills playing that game in VR. And it's so tense because it's just you with your buddies, and you're all... you're all locked together, and zombies just are charging you, and you have to reload your gun manually by, like, taking the clip out and putting it back in the gun, and it's like, oh god, and you're just like, well, this guy's reloading, you're reloading, and then you're just like, finally get the clip in, and boof, then you get your rounds off and kill the zombies, and it's like, oh god, that was so close. It's just so funny to see that. So different, but it's fun. I like it. I love that game. I've put way too many hours into it, but it's my one good... It's kind of like exercise, too, because you're standing there holding your arms, waving around, grabbing clips, and it's pretty fun. It's a pretty minimal form of exercise, but I'll take it over, Oh, did it fall off? Or do you think it landed perfectly in the bunk? And it fell off. Of course it did. Of course it did. Why wouldn't it? I was hoping to get all this out on one load, but you know what? This last little bit will be part of the cleanup load that we'll have to come back for, so it's all good. So let's lock and load this bad boy. And I'm actually just going to park it here for a minute. And I'm just going to rearrange our little pile here. Oh, look at that mud. Sexy. I love that mud. Turned out so good. Okay, so let's grab this one. Oops. Just can't quite get that reach there. And we're going to throw that bad boy right there. Ka-chook. And then we have access to our top. So what we'll do is we'll just build a bunk with... we'll build a bunk with these guys and just kind of cradle it a bit. And then we'll just pile all those tops on there and call that a load. But let's get rid of this one. How about that? Let's get rid of this load first. And then we can worry about that. Luckily, we're close to the mill. We'll be moving on to some different spots, but we got to build this little area. It's gonna be pretty cool when it's done. I kind of have an idea of what I want to build there, and I'm pretty sure the guy will be happy once we get the driveway put in and gravel it and do all that fun stuff. Then it'll turn out pretty good. Oh, that log was just chilling. Hey, all right, that's cool. It's cool. You can chill log. Let's see how much of a grab we can get out of this stuff. Oh, it's pretty tight. That's a pretty... Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, she's holding pretty good. But no, I knew there was too much of a gap on the bottom. Should have squeezed it a little bit more there. That's hilarious. I don't think I can get that in there, honestly, so let's not do that. Tricky part is not grabbing the bunk. It's a very stable head, though. Dook. Man, we're going to make way too much money off this wood. It's going to be great. And then we buy our own country. I'm actually going to lock that because it's just going to crap out the bottom. We don't want that. In real life, it craps out of the bottom a little bit, but not quite that bad. And in real life, you could probably squeeze it a little harder without the game puking out the logs. Because we don't want that. I love this head, though, on this machine. This thing is so beautiful. Big thanks to... I want to pronounce his name Elias. I think his name is Elias. Anyway, he's this random dude from Sweden, and he just asked, he's like, hey, can I help you make any models? And I said... I mean, I've had lots of people ask to make models, and lots of guys are, mostly in it to get some money out of it or whatever, and that's totally cool if that's the case. But he just said, I'm just really interested. I'm starting out modeling, doing my own thing, and it would be really good if I could, work with you and learn some stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to say no to somebody who wants to build models. So I said, sure, give it a try. And this is actually the first model I had him work on. I said, I'm really looking for this particular type of grapple. because it's the exact same grapple that we used at the mill that I worked at, and I thought it was just the coolest, toughest looking grapple. I mean, look at that thing. That's pretty tough and cool looking, right? It's huge. It is a huge grapple, and just, yeah, I don't know, it's pretty sweet. So I asked him, I said, hey, well, you want to give it a shot and see if maybe it's up your alley and something you want to do? And yeah, he built that badass off his first model, and I was like, dude, I gotta hire you. So he's worked on a couple other models and fixed up some other things for us as well, but yeah, he's got a couple projects he's working on. I think it'll be pretty cool to see what he comes up with. But he's clearly a very talented modeler, so it's cool to have people like that just want to help out. It's amazing all the stuff this little FDR logging thing has brought on. It's quite cool. Just from being this haha random whatever kind of thing to what we are now has been quite the adventure. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? For our last 5 minutes, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup of these bits here. So let's back this guy over here. There we go. We'll just leave that guy there. And then we're going to grab this. Nope, not this guy. This guy. And we're going to actually just drop that blade right there. And we're going to go get a new blade. Can I just push that? That'd be helpful. There we go. Now, in theory, I should be able to hook on here somewhere. There. Oh, I almost had it. All right. Now, let's get some killing done. I just love that blade, just so nasty looking. Rah. Love it. All right, now we got to do some calculations too before we go here. So after we get this all roped up, looks good. Actually, I'm just going to swap our blade back. Oh man, the skidder's going to get so muddy so fast driving into that. Stuff is pretty nasty. So let's drop this right here. And then see if I can get this blade at this angle. Oh yeah, that's totally how you attach them in real life too, right? We'll prepare ourselves to do some plowing. So we got this little end of his driveway here. Let's get this guy all the way out there. Oh, actually, let's do our money calculation real quick. So our total end number was 598,194. Okay, so what we do, because I can't do math off the top of my head, I'm terrible at math. I'm good at other things, but math is not one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 598,194, and we're going to minus 433,865, and wow, did we actually make 164 grand off of that wood? That's crazy. That seems like too much money. I think we're gonna have to tax ourselves a little bit. Let's say we made 100 grand off that, because I think that's a little high for our money. Let's say 100,000. So now we're going to, oops, what have I done here? So let's just add a 1 on the end. That'll make our lives easier. So you know what? Since we made so much money, we're going to clear our debt. Right? So that'll give us what? 99,000, is that right? Oh my god, I can't do math. 30,000, yes. So 99,315. 99,315. And then we have no debt. Boom! We cleared our debt. I'm pretty proud of that. But like I said, 160 sounded just a little much. I think it's just because of those big logs are like aggressive on the whole mill there. The regular sized logs are actually quite realistic pricing, but the big logs are like, woo, extreme. And I don't think 2 loads of shorts would give you 160 grand, so I might need to play with that a little bit. Alright, let's park this bad boy right over here, and then we'll get her ready for plowing. Oh yeah, she's muddy already. That didn't take long, hey? Just juiced. All right, so I'm actually going to end it here, but when we come back, we're going to start plowing, so we got to clear this whole area out so Buddy can have himself a whole area to start building his house in. And then we're going to gravel up to the driveway. We might gravel out part of the driveway where the house is going to be, but that's probably as far as we'll go. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So if you guys like the episode, leave a like, leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe, and if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.